So this is the James Bond 007 theme, originally written by Monty Norman, arranged by John Barry for the very first James Bond movie, Dr. No, which was released in 1962. So this tune is even older than me. Some quite tricky bits. I'll show you the full thing. You can take little bits and pieces of it, or if you feel really ambitious, you can try the whole thing. But a very exciting tune to play once you get the hang of it. So at the introduction, I'm using a pick, by the way, throughout. I'll talk a bit more about how I'm using it a little later. So at the start, I'm playing strings 2 and 1 at the same time. And I'm right up here on fret 7. So I've got my pinky, my finger 4, up on string 1 fret 7, my finger 3 on string 2 fret 7, and my finger 1 is down here on string 2 fret 5. So I play both strings together, and then I take finger 3 off. So I've now got the same note with finger 4 is there, and I'm also playing the note with finger 1 on string 2. So it goes, and then my finger 2 goes all the way across to string 6, still fret 7, and that happens twice, and then you get this. So going from string 2, going from finger 3 to finger 1, it's 3 1 3 3 1. I'm doing all of this with downstrokes. I'm going down every time, quite forcefully, nice and loud. It's a nice and loud opening, like that. And then we quieten down a little bit and we get to this section. So what we've got is a 4-note repeating pattern on string 2, which is the open string B, fret 1 with finger 1, the note is C, fret 2 with finger 2, that note is called C sharp, and then back to C with finger 1. And it just goes around those 4 notes a couple of times. In between, I'm playing open string 6, the lowest note on the guitar. But I'm not just letting it ring out. Doesn't sound so good. So to make the note shorter, I'm using a technique called palm muting. It's not really my palm, it's kind of this part of my hand here that is pressed against the string, against string 6, right down here near the bridge. This part is called the bridge, where the strings are attached to the body of the guitar. So it's pressing down there, not too hard, but firmly enough so that when you hit the string, it keeps the note quite short, makes it a muted sound. So what I'm doing is I'm playing the riff on string 2 with upstrokes, and then the single short notes on string 6 with downstrokes. So I'm going up, down, like that. The main challenge in this is picking out string 2 every time. String 6 is not so bad because it's the very top string, so it's not so difficult to find it. String 2, you've got to be really quite careful. Then we get on to the main riff, and this is all on string 6, and I'm playing it with the pick right down quite near the bridge. You get more of a twangy sort of a sound. If you play it up here in the normal position, nice mellow sound, but down here, a bit more twangy, and that suits this tune really well. So here's the pattern. So I start with a single open string, and then I'm putting finger 2 on fret 2, that note is F sharp, and I'm going da 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 da, 1 2 3 4, in that sort of rhythm. And then I play 1 2 3 4 more open strings. And then I got to fret 3, which is a G with finger 3, and I do that same rhythm, da 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 da. And then the sequence continues with another 3. This time we're back to F sharp. 1 2 3. So here's the pattern: open 2 2 2 2, open 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 3 3 3 3, open open open. Now you do that 3 times. There's a change at the end of the 3rd time, which I'll show you in a moment. So we go first time, so far. Here comes the change. Instead of doing 1, 2, 3 all on that same note, we're going to play fret 2, fret 1, open. Okay, so this is the third time through the sequence. And then we've got, so we're going all the way up to string 4, and I'm on fret 1, which is an E flat, and then the open string D. And it finishes on string 5, fret 2, open, fret 2. Those notes are B, A, B. I'm going to repeat the whole thing at full speed. Okay, so let's talk about the pick. So I have to hold it really quite firmly because I'm playing quite loud and I'm playing quite fast. So my movement is as small as I can get away with. I don't want to go like that. There won't be enough time to do all those big strokes. So I keep it a nice tight little movement. Let's get a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm playing it with alternate down and up strokes. Okay, there are other ways you can do it, but this way is probably the most efficient way, that you're not constantly, moving your hand too quickly to keep up. So I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and that's the general pattern of the rhythm. Again, you've got to be quite careful finding that fourth string. So we're hopping over string 5 to play those two notes, E flat and D, and then finishing on string 5, that's fret 2, open 2, and I'm going down, up, down. Another way you might choose to do it, some people far prefer playing down strokes to up strokes, so you could do down, down, up, down, 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 down. So it's almost all downs. There's one little up during the faster sequence. If you try to do it all with down strokes, and I know some people will be doing that, it's very, very tiring. It's really hard to keep that up for any amount of time at all. So that's your two options. My preferred option is to do alternate up and down, starting with down, down, up, up, down. Or the next best option is down, down, up, down, down. Okay, now I finished with a really tricky chord, and you might have heard it took me a few seconds to get it together. I'll show you how it is in case you fancy taking it on. There it is there. Okay, I think it's called an E minor major ninth, I think. Fantastic sounding chord, but really quite tricky to get. So what I've got is my finger 1, index finger, is playing a bar. I've actually got it on fret 2 from string 5 all the way down to string 1. So I need to be able to hear both of those notes on string 5 and string 1. My finger 4, my little pinky finger, is on string 4 fret 5. That's 3 frets above where my other finger's already down, like that. And then I've got these two fingers tucked in together on strings 2 and 3, both on fret 4. So let's have a little close up at that. That's what that looks like. Quite tricky, as I said. And there you go. So take any or all of that and have some fun with it. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.